to the mayor's press conference, and I was disappointed. He did not order ICE out of Houston. He did not call to abolish ICE. He did not call to prosecute ICE. So at the end of the press conference, I said and expressed what I think a lot of us are feeling here today. I called the mayor a coward. I told him to call for ICE out of Houston. And I told him to support abolishing ICE. And I was escorted out by police. They treated me like a criminal. But let me tell you who the real criminals are. What's really criminal is allowing ICE, an agency that's been terrorizing our families, to continue to operate in our city. What's criminal is that when Houstonians passed an ordinance to limit local police cooperation with ICE, the mayor capitulated to fascist Governor Abbott. What's criminal is that Mr. Salgado's death was preventable. And the mayor has been choosing politics over people for over a year. So I have another message for our mayor. I'm a lifelong Houstonian. I come from a mixed status family. I know what it's like to feel afraid that your parents might not come home from work one day. And there's no reforming an agency that terrorizes us. There's no reforming an agency that doesn't see us as human beings. There's no amount of body cameras. There is no amount of training that will prevent ICE from murdering our mothers, our fathers, and our siblings on these streets. This is not the time for reform. This is the time to abolish ICE. There is no reforming an agency that is starving our children at the Dilley internment camp. They don't have access to water. They don't have access to food. They don't have access to medical care. And the mayor is letting that happen. So, Mr. Mayor, you want peace, but we want justice. We want to feel safe in the streets that we grew up in. We want to be able to go to the grocery store, to go to work, to get medical care without feeling afraid. That's our right. So if you will protect us, Mr. Mayor, and Abbott's favorite council member, you voted for the Abbott Amendment, if you will protect us, we will protect us.
You guys want to do it this
We
week?
will be on these streets. We will be talking to our neighbors. We will be passing out the resources. And we will see you at City Hall on Tuesday.
Yes, ma'am. Make it really quick.
And in November, we will see you at the ballot box. We want justice, Houston.
Okay.
Councilman, do you want to start with the conversation that you had earlier with people inside the facility in Conroe?
Well, I did visit with 2 of the 3 detainees at the Conroe processing facility, and the story they tell is completely different than the story in the statement by ICE. It's almost like it happened somewhere else. I'm not going to get into details or name names, but the bottom line is that remember, I visited with them independently, okay? Separate rooms, conversations. They never, ever had a ICE officer anywhere in front of a van. Okay, so the officer's not in front of the van, you can't really run them over, can you? Secondly, I think the important point that they have made is that the window in the passenger side was rolled down because the air conditioning was not doing well. So the shot came through the open window from the passenger side, which is why the fatality, I believe, the bullet came in through the right abdomen area. There was only one shot. The officers never identified themselves. Never were they told there was any kind of warrant, although it was an administrative warrant and not a real arrest warrant. And they never identified themselves. It was unmarked cars, and I think they did what most Houstonians would do. If they're being followed by someone that they don't know who it is, what would you do? So I think the story, more facts will be released later, that's unfolding, leads me to believe that we're getting to down the road to showing that ICE is doing it again. The statement that they make is not what really happened. So if ICE says they resist arrest, well, show us the evidence. If they say they rammed your car or they tried, well, show us the evidence. They're not doing that. So once again, ICE is doing what they always do, controlling the scene, controlling the evidence, and trying to control the narrative. So if they claim their claims, you know, we have a lot of video out there. A lot of that is already disputing it. And the statements, at least from two of the three that I spoke to, are totally conflicting with the ICE statement.
So since they were not wearing body camera footage, and a lot of the footage that we have right now is secured, how do those voices get heard and prove that those men in that detention center are the ones telling the truth?
I made a call for anybody that was around there, that saw something, heard something, took a picture, did some video, to come forward. We want it all to go to Sean Thier, our district attorney. You know, he will be the official depository for us because he is looking at this. He's doing preliminary investigation. The Houston Police Department is cooperating with that. The mayor made it clear that he too wants a full independent review. That's what all of us want. We just want to know the facts. The officers were not wearing body cam cameras, although Congress has given them money to do that. Christine Noon said since February of this year that they were purchasing them and they were getting out to the field. When I talked to the ICE director, he said they're not there yet. I don't think maybe it's like 25%, less than 30% of the field officers. But he did promise me that they would get it done by the end of the month. We need to all hold him to that because law enforcement will tell you that body cam cameras helps protect everybody, even them and their actions. Secondly, they didn't have dash cam cameras, much like our future police. They were unmarked. They had no cherry top at the top. They had no siren. They had no whistles. So if someone's following you erratically, and they did tell me this too, that it was one of their vans that bumped the van, one of their SUVs that bumped them in the van, and that one of their cars kind of swerved over to the van. So it appears to me, based on what they have told me, that it was ICE that weaponized their vehicles. But if you look at the videos across the country of some of what ICE has done, that's the way they operate. We've seen them crash windows and pull a woman out. We've seen them sideswipe people. So Congress really has to act. I go back to Washington on Monday. I've got Christian Menefee, our member of Congress. He's on oversight. He's working with that committee to make sure that we could try to get a hearing for them. Congressman Green is on the committee of Department of Homeland Security. He's working that channel. I'm calling everybody. I mean, I will not stop until I get answers. Because again, the story that we get is totally different than ICE. So thank you all very much. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
racist. This has been going on for decades. One quote that I want to tell you, when this happened to my brother, before they pushed him in the Buffalo Bayou, let's see if this wetback can swim. Is what they told him before they pushed him in the Buffalo Bayou. Now, my brother was an American citizen. He was in the Army, and he was brown. No difference what they do to Lorenzo. No difference, same thing. They want to erase us, people. Wake up. Wake up. We shouldn't have to be here. Wake up. Wake up. I am not tired of fighting because I have it in my heart. This is life for me. They gave me my death sentence. This is forever. They gave it to his family too. Okay? I am ready. I am ready. My heart is broken. My heart is crushed. But I am ready to walk with this family. Because this pain is never going away. Never. Today we're here. Next week we're here. We need y'all to be out here all the time. All the time. Like seriously all the time. Seriously all the time. What do we do?
We love Jenny. Joe Campos, presente. Joe Campos, presente. Joe Campos, presente. Now do you understand why yesterday I said I'm surrounded by chingonas? Where's all the chingonas at? Surrounded by chingonas, and Jenny has been a friend of mine, and I've admired her and admired her strength. When people ask us right now, are we tired? I think about Jenny, who fought for decades for justice. This is only a glimpse of what they want. Thank you, Jenny. Now, it is my absolute honor and pleasure to introduce to you another chingona. But there's a lot of chingonas here, right? Listen to this. One of the only few Latina elected officials who did not endorse Mayor Whitmire. Ladies and gentlemen, State Rep Cristina Morales.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I want to remind everybody, we are here in grief, we are here in peace, and we are here in power. Say his name, Lorenzo Salgado. Lorenzo Salgado. Let me remind you of the facts. ICE admits Lorenzo was never their target. They killed the wrong man. They already admitted it. No body cameras, even though the Congresswoman had said the money was there for them to have body cameras. 3 witnesses, including his own brother, say they never rammed anyone. They are lying. They sit detained in Conroe, pressured to self-deport before they can testify. The medical examiner here in Harris County has already ruled this a homicide. If the government story is true, why are they hiding the evidence? Why are they silencing the witnesses? Release the footage! Release the footage! Free the witnesses! Free the witnesses! Independent investigation! Independent investigation! Not ICE investigating ICE! Not ICE investigating ICE! Cowards! Now listen. they say there is no turmoil in Houston. Por favor, go drive into the East End. Look around. The community is here demanding answers because looking away is not an option for us. But I'm going to be for real with you. With having almost 50% Latinos in this city, we are underrepresented. Why? Because we don't vote in the numbers that we should. And listen, they think that we don't vote and they're counting us on us not voting. They redrew our maps, y'all. Listen, they have taken over our schools. There is a reason they work so hard to silence our votes. But our votes matter, y'all. Por favor, never say that our vote doesn't make a difference. And if there's a place here to register to vote, make sure everybody is registered to vote. Lorenzo taught his sons that hard work and education are everything. That's what Latinos teach their kids. We honor him by refusing to be silent. Today is not the last day we do this. So let me just close with this. Descansa. Descanse en paz, señor Salgado. Mi comunidad no está sola. Gracias.
No están solos, no están solos, no están solos.
No están solos, no están solos, no están solos, no están solos, no están solos.
Remember, chingonas. I'm going to introduce to you another chingona, good friend of mine from SEIU. I'll tell you guys something really brief about her. In my organizing life, I always use an example of a lady named Conchita. I was about 20 years old, or maybe a little bit younger. I'm a little bit seasoned now, but I was a little bit younger. And I stood outside one of these buildings, and I've never seen a 4'8" woman stand up to a huge ass security guard and say, "This is my building and I'm gonna come in." Ladies and gentlemen, Elsa Caballero from SEIU.
Buenas tardes, mi gente. Nueva, truene o relampaguee, estamos aquí. Y no nos vamos. We are not leaving. It doesn't matter whether it rains or shines. We're here. We are here to fight. And we're not going anywhere. We're going to grow in numbers, and we're going to continue to fight. And compañeros, you know, you mentioned Conchita, mírate en el cielo. She was a true fighter, but along Conchita, there's many others. SEIU has over 2 million members in the United States, Puerto Rico, and Canada. And I am proud to say that in Houston, we have over, well, I would say in Texas, we have about 8,000 members who are workers just like the Señor Lorenzo Salgado Araujo. So this is not just their fight, their family's fight. This is our fight. It hits home. Because it could have been one of our janitors. It could have been one of the airport workers that was going to work. It could have been one of my staff that was going to the East End to work. It hit home. And SEIU is committed to be in this fight. This morning, we were really blessed to have many of you. I have seen a lot of faces that were at our Union Hall to be in community, to be at the vigil. I was even more honored to have there Lorenzo Salgado Araujo's son. They were very amazing and articulate kids. They talked a lot about their father, and they talked a lot about what he was like. And honestly, they even shared some stories and cracked a few jokes. But you know what? That's what being part of a family is. To be able to grieve together, to be able to cry together, to be able to laugh together. And frankly, you know, they should not have had to be there.
should have been able to go to work on Tuesday and come home to his family that night. His kids should have been able to have dinner with him, and this Saturday, they should have been able to enjoy the World Cup with him in their home, because they talked about that. But the thing that stuck to me the most was that they still had hope. That they talked about his father's legacy of hope, and that they want to carry that. They want a better America. The kind of America that Lorenzo Salgado Araujo was trying to create for them. And this is why I'm here today. Because the best way that I can honor Lorenzo Salgado and his family, it is by being here in the fight. Because I can grieve this morning and I can fight tonight. So familia, let me tell you, I am very clear who is responsible for what's happening in my country today. It is Donald Trump and his goonies and his people who have decided to make us a target, who have decided to try to beat our voices down. And I am clear that that's what's happening. This does not stop until Donald Trump is out of office. This does not stop until this day it stops. Right? We have to blow them out. Vote 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 them out. Do not forget the other girls right there in Austin. Do not forget that. We have an opportunity in November to change the balance of power right away. Until we change the balance of power. This is the only reason we are being targeted. We are being targeted and victimized because of the governor that we have who refuses to tell Trump that he does not need ICE here. That is who needs to say. Texas does not need ICE here. Stop terrorizing my state. So I am going to hold him accountable. The same way I'm holding Donald Trump accountable, and I'm going to honor every victim that we had in Texas and across this country by making sure I made my voice heard in November. Thank you.
Sí se puede. Sí se puede.
Sí se puede. Sí se puede. Sí se puede. Sí se puede. Sí se puede.
Another saying that was coined by a chingona, Dolores Huerta. And I want you guys to really remember SEIU, and when they go on strike, we also need solidarity with them to be there to fight for the rights of workers. And now I just want to give her a shout out. She came all the way from the city of Iowa Colony, south of Houston. And whether it's Iowa Colony, whether it's Montgomery County, whether it's Wharton County, everywhere, we need the same gesture. ICE out of everywhere.
ICE out of everywhere! ICE out of everywhere! Okay, how are we feeling about marching? I don't know if they could hear us in the East End. How do we feel about marching? How do we feel about fighting for justice? Okay, friends, we are nearing the end of our program. We're going to have a couple of more quick speeches, and then we're going to mobilize for a march. We want the march to be powerful, energetic. We ask that you stay. The weather is cooperating now. We have no excuse. There you go. So we're going to have one last speaker, and then we're going to pass the mic back over to Cesar from Fiel to give a little bit of context about what is going to happen next, and then we're going to march. And then we're going to come back again on Tuesday, right? Are we coming back on Tuesday? give a warm welcome to an organizer from Stand Up Houston, a network of volunteers fighting for immigrant rights. Please give a warm welcome to Felipe.
Hello everyone, hello Houston. Thank y'all so much for being out here today. My name is Felipe, and I'm with Stand Up, and I'm with Houston PSL. It's been a very emotional week for this city. Tragedy finally arrived after making its way across the country. It left countless heartbroken families, broken homes, and lives interrupted, and now that is here. As we all go about our day trying to make our ends meet, we can so often detach from the greater world around us, the world that is community. Whenever news broke on Tuesday about the murder of Lorenzo Salgado, and his photos began to circulate, I saw a photo of him dressed in a nice long sleeve button up, and I couldn't help but to stop and think of my own father getting ready for a quinceañera or for the rodeo. It was difficult to hear about how Lorenzo would wake up at 5 a.m. every day to get to his job and work to provide for his family. And I couldn't help but think of my own dad as well. It's those 12 to 14-hour work days that every child of immigrants knows. It's those callous palms that are used to wipe away your tears when you're a child and you trip and fall. It is a reminder of the love that was poured into us by our parents and the community to prepare us for a hostile world. And it's that reason we have to ask ourselves, how do we create a better future? How do we prevent another senseless death? The circumstances that led to this murder are not a coincidence. They are not just a series of mishappenings. This is how the system has been designed. ICE has been built up from the ground by Republicans and Democrats alike for 23 years through countless funding bills and culture wars, painting different immigrants as targets, as fodder. And in this city, it has looked like complete negligence. Whitmire and the city council may have thought that cooperation would protect this city from the tactics that ICE used in Minneapolis and other cities across this country that dared to resist and fight back. What they bartered for was a quieter system, and the city so spread apart that we would not have time to respond as our neighbors got kidnapped and disappeared. They had to have known the lives being ruined, as this city is home to the highest number of ICE arrests in the country. To that, what do we say? They knew how ICE operates. They had to know where that would lead. Exactly to where we are right now. And to that, we say, shame! This is the cycle that we have to break. It's the politics of moneyed interest, incentivizing partial answers to questions of humanity. Its days are numbered. Every day, more and more people wake up to the realization that this hostile nation does not need to remain this way. Every school shut down that scatters black and brown children away from their community, while only a mile away, millions are poured into hiding the cracks from FIFA visitors. It is a message to us. It is a message from the ruling class that they look at us with contempt. Our lives might be disrupted, and they may be ruined, or they might be ended, as long as it serves them. And to that, we say, shame! What does a world that serves us look like? It's an image that may be difficult for us to really visualize, but it's one I think most of us would prefer. What if this country stayed true to its word? What if we truly welcome everybody seeking a better life? What if we lived in a country where people did not need to suffer without medical care? Can we dream of a greater say in our workplaces and our wages that do not leave us juggling between late payment fees? Or maybe we can dream of a nation that does not bomb children and overseas and avoids war. Now is the time we have to stand together and unite and call for real changes. There must be a thorough, independent investigation of this murder. We must see the release of the other passengers they've been pressuring until self-deporting to assist in their cover-up. The law must serve the safety of the people, the community. We must see the end of our resources and money going towards the brutal agency that is ICE. And it's for that reason we have to stay organized. So I have a question. Who here is ready to fight? Who here is ready to see justice for Lorenzo